EHS Podcast, your weekly home for sports news, video game reviews, and hot takes with your hosts, Brandon, Zach, and Justin. Enjoy the show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another special episode of the Nest Podcast. I'm Brandon. Joining me is my co-host, Justin, and we're joined tonight by one of the very special members of the Elizabethton Cyclones football team, running back, linebacker, Ladarian Avery. You might know him as D. What's up, my man? How you doing tonight?
Good, man. How you doing? How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
This is obviously continuing our series with the Cyclones football team. We've had pretty much the majority of the team at this point on. And D, you were mentioned in pretty much every episode as the best gamer on the team. So how does that feel to have all of your teammates saying that you are the best video game player of all?
That's pretty awesome. I just get on there and play and have fun.
It was between you and Deuce, but everybody would always lean toward you because when we spoke to Deuce said he was terrible. Like he acted like
He's saying that.
He did. He acted like he was the worst of everybody, but then of course everybody said differently. But you came out as the all-time leader there at the end. What's your favorite game right now?
Right now, I just play Call of Duty. I play Warzone a lot.
Ooh,
I don't really play anything else right now. Yeah.
Okay, well,
tough. That's a tough game.
Zach,
Yeah,
our other co-host, is our resident gamer. He's the best gamer out of the three of us. So what I want to do is I want to set up a challenge between you and Zach, and I want to see
all right.
if you can beat our best, then maybe we'll throw you a free T-shirt or something, and that way it'll be like a little prize for you to win or something.
Sounds great.
I know he likes to play that Warzone too, so I don't know. I don't know if he's any good or not, though. Probably not as good as you.
Yeah, he's more into like the long games, like Red Dead and what was it?
Yeah.
Ghost of
Ghost of Tsushima is the game. He just reviewed that on his Nest Gaming channel last Saturday, the Saturday before. So he does play a lot of like one-player games, but I know he's definitely gotten into Warzone and all the Call of Duties and stuff like that. I know that's an episode that our buddy Cody, who is one of our followers that watches pretty much every episode, he would be excited to see a video game off between you guys as well.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good. Anytime.
Open challenge, huh? All right.
Let me ask you this. I want to get started. Last year, I know you battled injuries quite a bit. I know that you were hurt there for a little bit. You played mostly linebacker last year. And after speaking to your dad, are you mostly playing running back this year? Is that going to be your full spot?
Yeah, that's going to be the main position I'm playing this year. I just I haven't been working. I mean, I've been working a little bit of defense, but mainly running back, just taking the tough carries and stuff like that.
That's a big running back, man. I see you live. Have you hit the 1,000-pound club yet?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit over. I'm my bench is 365 right now. My squat is I want to say I haven't maxed in a long time with squat, so probably about 550. And then for my deadlift, about 550, somewhere around there.
That's a big
you're pushing 15 then, my man. Whenever we had the linemen on here, I asked if any of them hit the 1,500-pound club, and they were like, no, not yet. But then I got word other day that 4 of them hit it. So kudos to them. 5 of them hit it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, they're big. They're huge. It's great running behind them for sure.
Oh, I bet.
It's
like running behind a college line.
Yeah. Wes Irwin just hit 600 on squat yesterday. It's crazy.
Golly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's nuts. And who we got talking to your tight end, I'm sorry.
Cam Smith, my boy Cam.
And he stays, he's been hurt for years, I guess.
Yeah.
And
he gonna have a big season this year, though.
That's what we heard. Well, your teammates compared him to RG3. So we feel kind of bad.
RG3's a good player. RG3 is a good player.
I know, but I have a feeling they were talking about the injury side of RG3. But Brandon's been campaigning for this guy to get a touchdown. How's he going to change things with him being added to the mix?
I think it's going to do great because you have that extra guy on the outside of the line, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like an extra blocker. And Cam, he's been working really hard in the weight room, and it's just he's been doing really well. So I think it's going to help us really big. It's going to help us a lot.
Now, D, are you still going to be playing on the defensive side of the ball as well, or is that going to be a position that somebody else is going to have to fill? Because before we came on, I was watching your huddle film, and it was pretty much all defense that you were playing there.
Right. Yes, sir. I hope I play a little bit of defense, either one, just to help the team out, just help us get another state championship. And that's just playing offense. That's just playing offense. But that's playing both ways. I'm in shape enough to do that. So just either way.
Yeah, it's playing both ways is it's a different job for sure, because just being on the field all game, every game has got to be a tiring experience. It's probably much easier if you can just pick one and stick with it. But like you said, if you're in shape and you've got that drive to do so, then by all means, go for it.
Yes, sir.
Now, I noticed you finally got your rings, and I know that everybody was dying for these rings. What'd you think about
Yes,
them,
sir.
man?
Dude, they're awesome. I don't know.
He's got it
There it is
on.
right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
it's awesome. It's it fits perfect. They got the sizes really well, and I think it's just like perfect. Whoever I don't know who, it might have been Witt and it might have not, but whoever designed it was perfect. It's awesome.
Can you imagine what the back-to-back ring would look like?
Oh yeah, no, I was talking to my dad and I was like, if we went back to back, where am I gonna put it? He was like, I mean, a lot of people get pinky rings, but it just depends. We'll go one game at a time right now, though.
Speaking of one game at a time, man, you got Science Hill like next weekend, is it not?
I know, it's crazy. Yes, sir. Next Friday, in 1 week from tomorrow. It's crazy. I can't wait. It snuck up on us. They was talking about not playing until September the 18th, and then not talking about playing at all. And then all of a sudden they was like, "Oh yeah, you play in 3 weeks." Like, that's crazy to me, and it's exciting. I can't wait, but it's just snuck up on us.
Now, with all the other area schools around, most notably Greenville, having COVID cases and stuff like that and having to delay the start of their season, has there been a real fear that something is going to creep up in this last week that's going to just completely throw a wrench in that plan and delay the Science Hill game, or potentially postpone it, cancel it, or whatever?
I've thought about that a little bit, but then again, I was like, you just got to go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens, but you can't just, oh yeah, we might get canceled, because then you won't work as hard, you know what I'm saying? But then you just gotta think that you're gonna play on that date and nothing's gonna change. So that's just how you gotta approach it, you know what I'm saying?
If we have to, we can find a big yard somewhere. We'll get it done.
Exactly.
I can't imagine Elizabeth not playing Science Hill week 1. That's just something I don't even want to think about. And to be honest with you, that game is so big, it would take a lot. I mean, I could see them. They would wait till after that game before they made, anything in effect, because that game.
Yeah, call. Yeah. Yeah. It's always been a rival, if we're playing them week 3 or playing them week 1, it's always going to be that Elizabeth and Science Hill rivalry. So you can't take that away.
No.
Yeah, we have listeners from all over the country that watch the show, and we try to emphasize every week that that's a big crosstown rival. Johnson City and Elizabethton are only apart by about 15 miles. So a lot of these guys, they know each other from playing AAU basketball together, or playing, rec league teams together, or, whatever. And whenever they get out on that field, there's city pride on the line. There's school spirit pride on the line. And now you guys are the champs. So they're going to definitely want to knock you down a peg or two, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And something we talked a little bit about last week was the fact that they have a lot of newer guys that are coming in and filling out their rosters because they had a lot of guys graduating. Do you think that that's going to play any kind of a part, not having a lot of game film on them, or are you guys just going at it the same way that you normally would approach?
we're still going at it the same way. But that's what we had film after practice today, and that's what Coach Witt was saying. Like in his 13 years coaching, or however many years he's been coaching, he's like, this is the first year that I have no idea who's starting, who's not starting. But it's just crazy. You just got to go into it like last year. We got to play them like, because they're going to run the same scheme of offense and defense that they ran last year. So we just got to play up to that level and just go with the flow.
I know last year, they expected that win, and I got to be honest, I thought this year would be the year that we made our run for the state championship. Last year was kind of, you guys just had one of those seasons where y'all weren't getting beat by nobody. I really saw that turn around when you, like I said, when you opened up and smacked Science Hill in the mouth. And then we got Greenville coming town. We beat Greenville, and then y'all beat who was the 6A team we played? William Blunt. Is that who it was?
William Blunt. Did we play over there or did we play here?
You played at William Blunt.
Yeah. We played at William Blunt.
And like you had all these games that I was kind of like, it's going to be a close game, and it seems like nothing went wrong for you guys. And just for the fact that you guys basically have you got the whole offensive line. You lost one linebacker. You lost your kicker, a couple people on the defensive line. You guys are basically bringing back the whole squad. We're
very lucky with that one.
Do you feel like the city of Elizabethton is expecting another title?
I think they are, but you know how people are around here. They're like, oh yeah, Elizabethton can't do it, blah blah blah. But I think we do have the city on our back. Well, most people that pulls for Elizabethton on our back, and we just gotta keep working hard and keep working in the weight room and just film study and all that good stuff. So we just gotta be ready to play no matter what the situation is. No fans, you know what I'm saying? So we just gotta be ready.
You mentioned film study. We got the film going right here. It's your highlight reel from your junior season. If anybody's studying this, it's to stay away from number 33 because he's going to wrap you up and drag you to the ground if he sees you. Because there's one in here that I'm waiting for to come up, and you're on the opposite side of the field, and the opposing team throws a deep pass or whatever, and you close the distance and drag the dude down along the sidelines. And it looks like you're a college player, a pro, going up against like little kids almost because you just ran him down. It's insane.
That linebacking crew last year with him and Deuce and Haynes. That's three linebackers.
We did get lucky with the linebackers last year.
They were stacked. It was absolutely. And, speaking of, when you guys beat Greenville last year, the defense did everything in that game.
Yeah, we came out ready to play. That's we would always just be ready to come out there and hit somebody in the mouth every play, and that's just what helped us a lot. And our conditioning, Coach Harrison's got our conditioning so up that it's just we can beat you late in the fourth quarter because we run a lot. We're working out at 6:45 in the morning and we're just ready to go. So I think that's another key factor that helped us last year was just being so conditioned.
Now, I know for me, when I was in high school, our football team, they had, the nightly practices and stuff like that, but there was no 6:45 practices. There was no before school weightlifting sessions and stuff like that. It just shows the difference in, a school that just has a football team and a school that is the football team, if that makes sense. You guys at Elizabethton definitely take it more serious. My co-host Zach akins it to there's football and religion is just a little bit above it, and that's pretty much life in East Tennessee. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely agree. Last year we kind of was like, I want to go win a state championship, and I remember lifting after my sophomore year, and the coaches was like, well, if you want to win a state championship, then we got to put it in gear. I remember there was a few times in the weight room that we was just, just lifting to be lifting. We wasn't going hard. And they would Coach Harrison would get on to us. He's like, if y'all really want this state championship, then you got to do something. And I remember he talked to us for no joke 5 minutes about just how, because he won the ladies basketball state championship at South Green, and he knew what it took to win that state championship and the effort that we was given early in December of my sophomore year. We wasn't giving it everything, and then after that, it's just like boom, everything cleared. Like we was like, okay, we know what we got to do. And it was like from that day forward, then we just worked so hard. We changed our bodies, and we just did everything we could to win that state championship. And that's what got us there. It was just that hard work and dedication. It's before school, we go in there at 6:30, lift till 7:30, take a shower, go to school. We got 15 minutes to get to class. And then after school, you would go to practice. It's 3 to 5:30, and you got film after that. And you know how win is. You don't know when film's gonna be over. So it's just
It'd be like,
it's just it's honestly like a job that we have right now is you go to school, you go to football, you come home, you go to sleep, you do the same thing over. So it's definitely hard work, but it pays off at the end.
You talk about that, and that seems like it's a very time-consuming thing. When do you have time to focus on your academics and make sure that your GPAs and all that stuff stay at, the acceptable thresholds to even be able to play on the team? Because it sounds like you guys are running crazy just keeping up with a football schedule.
Oh yeah, for sure. As soon as that's the thing, like during the season, like you don't really get to do anything. You come home after football practice about 6:30, about 6 or 6:30. You come home, you do your homework, you get that you get that homework done, and then you take a shower and you go to bed, and you wake up the next day and you do the same thing. And it gets frustrating at first. You're like, dang, I don't have any time to do anything. But then you look at it and you're like, well, look what I'm going for, So it's worth it for sure. But it's
Priorities,
very
yeah.
time consuming. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
you can always look down at that hand if you ever kind of get frustrated. Just kind of look down at that finger. You know what you're doing. That helps a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I've known D since he was little because his uncle Todd and his dad Trey and me were best friends. We were together. You can ask your dad about it. We were together every single day for like 2-3 years. Like after work, we'd meet up. We'd just ride around town. I mean, that's all we would do for hours at a time and just hang out. And he was right there with Deuce, man. You saw these group of kids that were just dominant compared to other kids. And then you have kids that played for other teams. Like when Corey Russell played, I saw Corey Russell when he played for Johnson County as a kid, absolutely dominant. And then they all come together at Elizabeth and then that's how they get rings. Is it help playing with these kids every year since you were 5-6 years old? I mean, does that chemistry help?
Oh, for sure. I grew up playing with Wesley and all those offensive linemen, so I'm running behind them this year. So it's just like everything clicks, And then playing with Boston, we played against each other until middle school, but we always knew the weaknesses and the strong points of each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everything just clicks whenever you're playing with people that you played with your whole life, and it is a very big factor in it, in my opinion.
Now, to that point, next year you won't be with a lot of these guys anymore. You'll be hopefully with a new group of teammates at a college somewhere. How do you think that experience would go, trying to mesh with a whole new group of guys, a whole new line, a whole new linebacker core, whatever it is that you fall into?
You gotta build a relationship with everybody, and sometimes it's not good relationships, but there's a relationship with the teammates and then there's relationship outside. You're always good with the teammates, you always fight for each other and you're gonna do that. And I think going later on in college and stuff like that, they're always with each other, so they're bonding nonstop. You know what I'm saying? And like in high school, you see them on the football field and you go hang out with them. But when you're in college, you share that dorm or you share, like, you're with them 24/7. So I think that's a chemistry, I feel like, in football is the biggest thing.
You're going to have to start out in college getting beat a little bit. You can't get on the sticks and just start immediately handling all these older people. You got to act like you ain't that good and till you kind of get into the group, and then you can come back on the sticks.
Yes, sir.
If I'm a senior and a freshman's coming in and he's handling me in Madden or whatever, you ain't gonna get along for a while. So
yeah,
you got to play it off a little bit.
I don't know. I'm the opposite. I say go in and say, hey,
just beat everybody's tail.
you think you're the man, but let me show you who the real man on campus is now.
There you go. Yep.
So that's two different schools of thought, I guess. I'm more of the I don't let people win. I'm very competitive, even in video games or whatever. My daughter, she has a Switch, and she pulled out Smash Brothers, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good at this game. I'm good at this game." I smoke checked her, and then she's like, "I don't want to play this anymore."
I'm like that with mine too. Like Trenton, he'll hit me in the stomach at the boxing gym, and I'll put a glove on when he ain't looking. I'll like get him in the back of the head, and I mean, not trying to hurt him, but I'll let him know, like, hey.
But you gotta know who the old man is.
Yeah, just like your dad. You're big. Well, you don't know your he's pretty big now.
Yeah, he's huge.
But you'll never be able to take your dad. You could try.
But
even if we have to grab
he's always told me that old man strength.
That's it. You'll never beat that. That's wild. So let me ask you this: what has it affected not going to camps? Like we ask everybody this, and everybody's different. Like you don't get to go to camps right now. You didn't have 7-on-7 this year. Are you going to get to go to visits? I mean, have they mentioned any of that? If there's even a college season, like how's that going to work?
Yeah, I have no idea how that's going to work. It has affected a lot of people because I was going to go to a lot of camps, just showcase my talent, and then everything gets shut down, and not playing a 7-on-7, like it hurts, but you just gotta go, you just gotta push through it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, are you still going to get to go? You're going to still get to visit the college, even though they might not be playing the game, or I mean, you think they'll allow that?
I don't know. I'm not for sure about that. That's a good question. Because I mean, if they're shut down, then they're not going to allow anybody new comings. So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw just before we came on, about 30 minutes before we came on, that NCAA had already canceled Division I, all fall sports except for football. So any other fall sport that's out there in college has been canceled as of right now.
That's crazy.
It's insane. Yeah. And then of course, I'm sure everyone's aware, all the conferences, the Pac-12, the Big Ten, that dropping out. Locally, I know ETSU's conference dropped out today.
SoCon, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's crazy because Cade Maupin, he's getting ready for the season, and then just to have that just not playing, I bet it's tough.
My cousin Jackson too, he just moved in his dorm like 2 days ago to get ready for practice. Yeah, I hadn't talked to him yet, but I can imagine I wonder if they get that year of eligibility back.
They do.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, they'll get to keep that eligibility, but at the same time, if you're not going to go on to be a professional athlete, once you get that piece of paper that the college gives you, most guys want to go on and get into that workforce. You're not going to just stay around, for another year just to play a sport.
I don't know, man. I love college. You give me one more year of college, I'd be happy to hang out and play another sport. You kidding me? I don't have to go to school, and I can still hang out and still play football.
Well, that's the thing, is you still have to be enrolled in school and taking classes. You at least have to be, I think, a part-time enrollee to even get to play. So
I take like volleyball, tennis,
the easy stuff,
the real easy classes. What do you want to be when you grow up, Deuce? Football aside, like, what do you want to go to school for? Do you know yet?
This is D, not
Deuce.
I
want
to. I get, man, every time I see them, they're together. Like we have like parties and all the adults, it's always them together. So, D.
Yeah, I want to do something in the medical field, like personal trainer or something like that.
That'd be good.
That's good. Yeah. And that, going through college, you can be doing your sports management classes and stuff like that. And that could even lead to a job if you end up playing college football and then don't make it to the pros, you could make it to the pros as a team trainer or whatever, because you'll have all those connections in the game. That's smart. It's a good avenue to go.
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about medical stuff, I've got a very, very important question for you. Are you an original Dr. Enough drinker, or do you like the cherry herbal Dr. Enough?
Original.
My man.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing better. Nothing better than an original Dr. Enough.
I think we're going to have to hit a different school to find somebody that says cherry.
Yeah. It's pretty much been all original.
Here like the original.
Hey, Brandon's got this thing. We find out what your favorite restaurant is, and then we've been campaigning to get food orders. Deuce has got the Deuce at Pal's, which is a double big pal with cheese, fry, and a drink. And we got the Hogs, which I don't know if we had anything to do with it.
I'm saying we did.
I think so. At Saucy's, they got the new Hog Heaven, which is the everything meat lovers, named after the hogs. What am I missing here? Which one am I missing?
I don't even remember. There's been a few, but what he's getting at is where's your favorite local spot to go and eat?
I like Longhorn. I like getting that garlic crusted steak with broccoli and fries, or a sweet potato, either one. That's where it's at.
Longhorn's that spot. But what about in like a small place,
like a locally owned, like a exclusive to Elizabeth and Johnson City?
I'm gonna have to say either Chick-fil-A or Cookout.
What's your order at Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A, 2 sandwiches and fries and a Powerade drink.
You hear that, Chick-fil-A, Tommy Tipton? You hear that? I know he's listening right now. We got to call the D. It's 2 chicken sandwich, fries, and a Powerade. Add that to the menu, baby. Be Cyclone Pride. He's a big Cyclone. His kids go to Elizabethton as well. So, Mr. Tipton, if you're listening to this, you got to add the D to your menu.
I wonder how much power he would have to change the menu, since Chick-fil-A is such a national chain and stuff. I know, maybe they have like participating offers or whatever, but I don't know. That would be interesting if we could see that on a Chick-fil-A menu. That would be big time.
It wouldn't have to go necessarily on the menu, but if somebody were to roll up and say,
give me the D.
Give me the D. Get the chicken sandwich. You know what I mean? We'll say, give me the Ladarian. How about that?
That's a little more PC, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get that. We got to work for that. So, Tommy Tipton, if you're hearing us, you know what he eats. Let's make it happen.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Oh, pickles or no pickles? That's a good question.
No pickles.
And she said, what kind of sauce?
What kind of sauce? Either Polynesian or honey roasted barbecue.
Both those are good.
That honey roasted barbecue, that is the joint.
Yeah, it is good.
I just saw on Amazon now you can buy big bottles, or you can buy it at Chick-fil-A too, but big bottles like ketchup of Chick-fil-A sauce now.
The Chick-fil-A sauce is good too.
See, my wife's doing something crazy. She gets like Polynesian and the sriracha and something else, and she mixes it all together and like shakes it up, and it makes some kind of like sweet and spicy sauce. And she says it's insane. So I don't know.
Y'all have to try that.
I'm fat. I'll eat anything. So it all tastes the same. I just want substance in my body. I don't have to work out no more.
Now, you've had a few months since you guys won the championship, and obviously now that you rock in the ring, it's pretty obvious. But before that, did you get noticed a lot more around Elizabethton whenever you would go into Chick-fil-A or go into any of these restaurants or whatever, to where people are like, oh yeah, that's D, he's the linebacker on the football team or whatever? Do you kind of feel like a little bit of more recognition now than you used to?
Yeah, a little bit, just because you're walking around and you got a big ring on, and you're like, oh snap, who is he? And then it's just like he looks like he wore 33, or that looks like 33. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people notice you a lot more.
That's why it's good we're doing this, because we talked about it at the when we first started it. A lot of people don't know what you look like. They see you on the field, they see your number, but if you walked up to them wherever, they wouldn't know it was you. That's the bad thing about football, unless you're like of a big name that's seen on TV without their helmet all the time. You might not know who that person is. Have you had to stiff arm anybody due to COVID that's trying to grab at your ring, like wants to see it, getting all close to you?
No, I haven't really got to wear it out, because we haven't really had time to do anything right now. Just because we're so prepared. We're getting prepared for the season, but I haven't really got to wear it out any.
I'd say everybody be trying to get close to you. Let me see that ring.
I mean, Elizabethan hasn't seen one in what, 70 years or whatever it was. So it's been
I think it was 83.
83. Wow.
I'd say and actually you can ask your dad about this. In 99, I think when Sean was a senior, Jason and all of us were juniors. We made it to the semi-state 2 or 3 times in a row, and we did get some sort of ring, or they got some sort of ring. Granted, it was nothing like what they got for winning the state, but we did get a little something. We didn't get a special day to get it or nothing like that, but we never could get there. So, when you guys won that state championship, there was adults in the stands crying. Like, that's how much that means to them.
It's crazy.
And to that point, D, I live in Florida now. I only come back to East Tennessee to visit, and I was there Christmas after you guys won the championship, and I was with my dad at church, and he was pointing out some people. He's like, "Oh yeah, that guy was on the football team," and I'm pretty sure he pointed at you whenever he said that. You go to Southside, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought that was you. I recognized you from your picture earlier. I was texting my mom. I'm like, this guy goes to your church, doesn't he? But yeah, so
I had a little bit longer of a hair.
A little bit of a fro then, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Long hair.
Speaking of hair, is your brother going to cut his, or how long is he? What's he going for?
He did get a little bit cut off.
Not
all of it though. Not all of it, but he got most of it cut off. Man,
his brother's got some hair, dude.
It used to come down to like right here.
I was wondering that because I don't know. I thought he might see how long he could grow it, maybe do something crazy with it. But I saw him at the golf tournament, man. In the wind, he looked like Fabio. That hair was just like floating in the wind, and I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
No, man, that's crazy. He got a good family, man.
Thank you.
Well, do you have anything you want to shout out or anything that you want to plug before we roll off here?
No, sir. Just go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones, absolutely. D, thanks so much for coming on. It's been a blast to talk to you tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We hope, and maybe we'll be able to pull it off to get your coach on here one of these weeks and talk to him about what he sees going on with the season and stuff like that. I understand he's a very busy man, but that's our goal, was to try to get Sean on here. For everybody listening and watching, thank you guys so much. The Elizabethan Cyclones, that was a very special bunch of guys, and they're going to continue to be a special group of guys this year, and they need your support. Definitely make sure that you're still cheering them on and all that stuff, even if there are restricted numbers of people that are allowed to be in the stadium and all that stuff. At least watch from home, and just judging by the outpouring of support that we've seen on this show for all of the Cyclones that have been on, I know you guys are going to keep rocking it. So D, thanks for coming on. Justin,
thank you.
And for everybody else, we'll be back on here live Monday night talking about our regular sports show and all that stuff. So join us then. We'd love to have you. Peace.
Thank you, guys.
I'll say this.